Hey, you guys. I'm actually recording this video a little late. I was just up doing a lot of thinking. I was just doing some reflecting on my life. And I know that most people, you know, you begin to reflect on your life and certain decisions and choices that you've made. I am a mother. I have a 6-year-old daughter. And I'm just I've been doing a lot of research on certain things, such as going more plant-based. As you know, I'm vegan, but I'm like slowly transitioning into like being alkaline / raw vegan. And I'm just sitting here tonight beating myself up, thinking about, like when I had my daughter, it was a very dark time in my life. I had no one, I was homeless and pregnant and things like that. But, I was still able to, graduate with my first degree from college. And, now I have 3 degrees. I have my associate's, my bachelor's, and my master's degree. So there's no excuse. If you really want to make something out of yourself, there's no excuse. But anyway, back to the subject. Yeah, I was just going through a lot during that time period of my life when I gave birth to my daughter. And even with her, I always had like knowledge of self, and I was always like kind of like aware of certain things. And I did want it to have like a natural home birth, but I remember I thought my water had broken. Then I remember that day I looked down and it was a bunch of blood everywhere, all on the carpet, and I was rushed to the hospital. And unfortunately, I had an emergency C-section because I was going to die, and my baby, she was going to pass as well. And it was just a very dark time in my life. I was surrounded by a lot of darkness. 2015, 2016 were very dark years for me. But anyway, of course, I like, I'm very intuitive. I'm spiritually gifted, and I'm just thankful because the Most High has been showing me, and He has been preparing me, and He has been telling me lately, prepare your womb, because He's going to give me a son with my husband that's coming, which is the man I should have waited for. But, I made that one mistake with my child's dad, and, but at least I can say that I'm 30 years old and he's the only guy that I've ever been sexually involved with, you know. But I just really wish that I would have done things differently. And ultimately, of course, I wish I was still a virgin. It doesn't matter that I've only been with one person. It doesn't matter to me. Being a virgin, that's like the most, the best thing ever, especially on this crazy planet, this weird planet. I just wish with my first child, I would have had, like a natural home birth, and my husband would have been there, and, but, things happen for a reason, but I've learned, and I know with my next pregnancy, that I'm definitely manifesting, a beautiful natural home birth with my husband and my daughter and my parents. And I know it's going to be a very beautiful ordeal. I know that because I went through so much during the early years of my life, that in the latter part, the Most High will make it beautiful. Because I've went through a lot, you guys. And one day I'll come on here and I'll tell my story, being a child, being abused, and, I've been through so much, so much. But when I get more comfortable, I'll come on here and I'll, share some very personal details, because I don't mind sharing the pain and the abuse that I've been through in life, because everyone, if you're on this planet, you've been through something. But yeah, and even like when it comes to like the vaccines, when I was putting my daughter in school, I just hate that I wasn't thinking, like I allowed them to like give her, shots and things like that. And no wonder, like when you take your child to the doctor and they fight against the needle, it's because these babies, first of all, we have to understand, You can learn from children. Children are fresh from heaven. They're fresh from these higher realms. So ultimately, they know more than what we know. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why our children fuss and fight and kick against these vaccines and these shots is because they know, what is this foreign substance that you're about to put inside of my body? The Most High did not make us to be vaccinated and things like that. So it's just a lot. Like with my next pregnancy, you know, I'm gonna definitely do everything the right way. You know, like with my next child, which I know is gonna be a boy. The Most High has already shown me that I'm gonna have a son, and ASUN, a son, because he's gonna shine bright. He's gonna be a gift to this world. With him, with my son that's coming, I'm definitely gonna do everything the right way. I'm going to be a vegan, first of all, plant-based. I'm going to be drinking my herbal teas. I'm going to be praying over my womb daily, manifesting him to be the great, you know, king that the Most High would have him to be, because I know that he will be a gift to me and my husband. And I know he would be a very great man. My son is going to grow into be a very great man, a very powerful man. I'm definitely not going to allow him to get any, you know, shots or anything like that, because his blood will be sacred. He will be a sacred being, you know. I really feel like I'm going to be giving birth to a god. Like, that's what Spirit is telling me, that my son will be like a god, or like God-like. And I tell the Most High, I'm like, you know what, Most High, let my son be a man after your own heart. So he will have the Spirit of God. But it's just so much, you guys, so much that I could talk about. Because in this matrix that we live in, they have everything backwards. They have programmed us. Like when you look at the school system, it's really like the prison system. You know, you have to, if your child wants to go to school, you have to get these shot records or whatever. They have to get quote unquote vaccinated and blah, blah, blah. They have to do this. They have to do that. Like, in this next phase of my life, when I meet my other half, when I meet my, you know, divine counterpart, and we begin to have more children, my goal, which has always been my goal, is just to be a great wife and a great mother. So I'm praying and I'm manifesting that I'll be able to just, you know, be able to just stay home and be, you know, able to homeschool my children, because I love serving. Like when I was with my child's dad, I used to cook for him, rub his feet, rub his back, run his bath water, give him herbal baths, things like that. So like I love being submissive, you know, like I love catering to those that I love. That makes me happy. Money does not make me happy. Having this and that does not make me happy. Serving those I love, that makes me happy. Pleasing those I love, you know, like I love washing feet. Washing feet makes me happy. Like serving others make me happy. So I'm just going to pride myself on being the best housewife and the best homemaker that I could be. Yes, I do need to forgive myself for not being a virgin anymore. And I'm still working on that. And you know, some people will be like, oh, well, you've only been with one person. What are you talking about? And see, this shows you how twisted the world is. I shouldn't have been with nobody. You know, it shouldn't have been nobody. But it's fine. You know, we have a daughter now, and we're working on being great co-parents. And I'm thankful for that. I'm glad that the Most High is bringing peace between me and my child's dad. But I'm just sitting here thinking tonight, and it's really late, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. I just want, you know, more of our people, just people in general, to wake up to what's really going on. We really have to come out of the matrix. And we just have to tap into the Holy Spirit and really let the Most High lead and guide us, especially when it comes to our babies, our children. You know, like we don't need to be going to these hospitals. How can a man in a coat, in a white coat, tell you what's best for your baby, and you and your partner made this baby? You and your partner manifested this child. I mean, how were our ancestors giving birth thousands of years ago? Natural home births is the way to go, you know. I mean, it's just, but you know what? I'm going to start making videos speaking more on this, because I've learned a lot. I've grown through a lot, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited about this new journey, this new phase in my life. And you know, 2022 which, if you remove the zero, because the zero doesn't count, it translates into 222. And we all know about the angel numbers 111, 1111, 1010, 1001, which is a reflection, 1212, 1221, which is a reflection, 333, 444, 555, 777. All of these. And I believe that because we're entering the last days, and because there are being shifts in the universe and things like that, and more portals are being opened, and the level of consciousness is being raised, I feel like that's the reason why more people are beginning to see these divine numbers, and that's why knowledge is increasing, because time is at hand. I'm not religious. I do not dwell in religion, but I do follow the two holy books. I do subscribe to the Quran, and I do subscribe to the Bible. And I don't care who comes in my comment section. Oh, well, sister, no, don't read the Quran. Listen, I respect both of those books. Even though we cannot, well, I know for me, I am too much of a divine being to be confined to religion. Like me, Aleda, like no, like I'm like almost a goddess. I cannot be confined to a religion. The most important thing is that we get saved, we give our life to the Most High, and we follow the holy books, and we follow divine order. That's the best way to go. It's so much, man. Like, you guys have no idea about the knowledge that I have. And for a while, I was afraid to speak on certain things that I know, because, okay, so like, I know we're the real Hebrews. I know that so-called blacks in the Americas, so-called blacks of the diaspora are the real Hebrews, right? But because I know that, it was a part of me that felt like, oh, well, I have to say certain things, and I have to be confined to that. No, just because we're the real Hebrews, that doesn't mean that other things aren't true. If you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'll come back, because I don't want to make this video too long. I just hope that somebody out there can, understand what I'm trying to say, because it's so much that I have to say, and I just have to learn to come out of my shell, because as I mentioned in a previous video, I am very shy. I am very introverted. I'm very quiet around people in person. But I do know that I need to come out of that, because I'm a business owner. Like, I make hair growth oils, and I sell yoni steams and things like that. So how can I be a business owner and I'm shy around people? I have a lot to say online, but man, when you meet me in person, I'm like very shy and very timid. But I'm 30 years old now, so it's time for me to really step into my full divinity, my full power. And with that being said, I love you guys, and peace, love, and light.